so incredible. What is the rate for this room?
For multi-angle, it's $225.
$225.
That's good value, actually.
All right,
Cheaper than London.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Does the hour start at when we start recording, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, making sure.
Yeah, thanks for taking care of my...
Yeah, we're already 5 minutes
I was
into it.
like,
That's
all right,
producer
I'm
mode.
putting it ready. I'm
Like-
saving all my podcast gold. It's gonna be crap.
Should I start on you or should I just start on the wide shot?
You could do wide shots initially. Yeah. Not even looking.
He's modest.
Yeah. I think, Alexi, you had a podcast ages ago, and no one had a podcast back then.
It wasn't the Stone Ages. Wait, can you hear me if I'm back here?
Yeah, you can put it...
You should just get it rolling now. It's always better when it starts authentically.
Yeah.
It is rolling.
I'm not doing introductions even. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I had a podcast a million years ago. Oh my God, I'm just looking at this.
What was the name?
It was
this
called
massive imagery
It was
itself.
called Boy Crazy Radio. That was a million gazillion years ago. And then it turned into Love Alexi on the Nerdist Network.
Yeah. What I love about Apple Podcasts, it doesn't show you how many views, how many likes. So I use it just to meet people because they wouldn't hang out with me otherwise. No one would meet me.
So that's why you're throwing a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is great. Me?
That's still your mic,
I
you mean.
knew I was leaning back
But
too far.
we can carry on recording the whole thing.
It's okay now?
Let's do it.
Look at this.
Last time
Incredible. $220 an hour.
I was in New York. Yeah, we paid
Are you tempted
$220.
to start our podcast again.
I mean, I did actually say to Rebekah, I was like, I'm going to find out what the rate is for the room, right?
I mean, you
$220 an hour?
You could start it up again, honey.
I mean, who
It's
knows?
less without video.
Yeah, but the video is
But we need the video. That's a vibe.
Yeah.
All podcasts need video now.
all
Yeah.
podcasts.
Wait, so tell
do need
him
video.
what your podcast was
Yeah,
like. The world of your podcast back in the day.
Oh, I don't know. I just talk to people about feelings and boys and dating and all this stuff.
Was it popular?
It was
Yes.
popular.
And you,
okay.
you also used it to meet people who won't
I
meet you otherwise?
Did I feel like I got all my? I'm an only child, so I feel like I got all my real friends. Like I remember having Janixa Bravo on the show, and I was like, I got her for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Like, we're gonna become friends, baby. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it like a female-only podcast? Because obviously it was kind of like about dating men and like the
Oh
differences
no, it
in
was
men.
like all
Fine.
different people.
Because last time I was in New York, you won't meet me because you're always too busy, even though I stayed in the Nomad Ned hotel and you didn't have time for me. But now
I
you
did not
came.
have time for you.
Yeah.
No, you stayed at 9 Orchard.
The bar also stayed in a different hotel.
No, you.
Yeah.
Since he got his podcast, like
No. You stayed at 9 Orchard,
Mhm.
and the last 2 times you were here, you're staying at 9 Orchard. Then you came to town. I didn't hear from you. I expected to hear from you, and then you're like, I'm already at Basel,
Oh, yeah.
and I was like, all right, okay,
Basel or Basel, Miami,
Basel.
Basel, right.
yeah,
I just came from Venice Biennale now.
all right. Stop
Um,
bragging. Come
sorry,
on. Oh my
yeah.
God.
But
Oh,
if you,
what were you doing there?
there's an art fair and I kept
Well,
asking people for the water taxis. Every taxi in Venice is 200 euros.
Like this podcast, but more.
Yeah.
More.
Exactly.
Oh, I have to say something really quick. This is how I know you, because I didn't want to
Okay.
speak until the podcast started, because people were like, how do we all know each other, blah, blah, blah. I know you because I had heard of you. I was at the Chateau Marmont with Janixa Bravo and Brett Gelman.
What year?
Hot
This
couple.
was like
2016, 2015.
maybe 2016. And they were like, we're going to go to a New Year's Eve party, next week. And we're going with our friend Nimrod. And I was like, Nimrod, an interesting name, this, that, and the other. And they were like, I was like, tell me about this Nimrod. And they're like, he's amazing. You're going to love him. He's aggressively social. That's how they described you. And I was like, oh my God, I just love that description of you. And then I met you. Oh my God, I met you at that New Year's Eve party.
Yeah.
That's where I first
In
met
LA.
you.
I used to go to LA every New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
London is depressing in
Yeah.
New
Oh my
Year's.
God, I've been to London many times for New Year's Eve. Totally depressing.
Right.
And so I met you at this New Year's Eve party, and it was at Aubrey Plaza's house, and all these people were there. I was in a miserable mood, not feeling enough, insecure, totally doubting myself. All these famous people, who am I to be here? Like,
Were you living in LA at the time?
yeah, I'm born and raised in LA, and like,
Yeah.
I was, so. And then I saw you, and you were like this breath of fresh air.
Thank
Like,
you.
no, they were like this breath of fresh air oracle. Because I was like, he's like, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, Alexi, nice to meet you. I don't know what your accent is, but whatever. And I'm gonna botched up all the accents. Anyway,
Was that name dropping, name flopping?
no,
What did they do?
no.
Yeah.
You were like,
What's the
you were.
difference between name flopping and
Name flopping is doing it wrong when you name drop.
When you
you
try
mumble the
kind
names.
of clever name drop and you look
You,
like
you
a
were
different last
you
name.
were a whimsical oracle in that moment. I'd never met you, and I was like,
God,
yeah, I just
he's a
cannot.
spiritual leader of
Cute.
our time.
Well, the thing you said to me was magical, and that's why I'm referring to you as a whimsical oracle.
I say?
Because I was like, I don't know, I just want to go home. I'm not feeling so good, which is like usually my MO, and Rebekah knows
That's
this.
your
but I
vibe.
feel
It's a good
like
vibe.
It's I don't
Then
know.
people convince you to not go.
Well, I just like being at home, being cozy.
But I feel like you have a switch because if you meet someone
And then
in
I'm
the
like-
context of a party and they like have a good vibe and you like kind of it's
Then I'm on. Then I'm like, oh, I'm glad I went out.
Mm.
And that's kind of you like switched my on switch. You know.
So I told you something.
No,
You
and I'm
turned it
trying to
on.
get to the point of what you told me. I'm trying to get to it.
There's
But
a
you're,
point
but yeah, like Nimrod's like, there's a point.
Yeah.
No, but you were like, yeah, you're like, Alexi, you don't understand. Millions of people in the world they would dream of being at this party.
Oh.
And here you take it for granted. And I was like, oh my God, Nimrod, you're so right. I'm in the Hollywood Hills. We're in the Hollywood Hills. Like we're all, we're
Yeah.
young. We're as young as we're ever going to
Then
get.
we left together
No,
immediately.
we didn't. I think maybe we did. Did you leave?
I tried to let's go to another party because I was talking to you to see what's the next party.
No, I stayed,
Oh, right,
and then
you
I
stayed.
did drugs, and then
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
I luckily I didn't end up going home with anybody I didn't want to go home with, but I did stay. I did drugs. I had a magical evening, and it was all the better because you
Thank
flipped
you.
my on switch.
Right.
Yeah, you're magical.
And you both live in Lower Manhattan.
He doesn't even care.
No, I care. I'm sorry.
And you're from the Lower East Side.
I think Alexi is going to move to London soon, and you just moved here from London.
Why are you moving to London?
Why am I moving
That's my
to
prediction.
London?
Because
you want me to stay at your house.
yeah, you told me once you're done with New York in a way.
I don't remember saying that.
Okay,
I would like
yeah.
the receipts. Don't say
It's-
that
it's
from
a
Rebekah because
journalistic
she's my
way.
sister.
If you pretend to know something, the other person would deny it or confirm it quicker
Exactly, you're right.
than if you just ask them a general
knows.
question.
I would like.
journalist of you.
I
You
would
just
Thank
put a
you.
statement to them and
Statement.
then you let them respond
Yeah,
to it.
yeah,
I would like to visit. I want to stay with you, and I want to know. We should go.
Have you
Stay
been
at
to
his
London
house.
many times?
I met
Yes.
Rebekah in London.
Because I disagree on the whole like
Yeah.
London's bad for New Year's, but it's just like
I
it's
had
good
fun.
for New Year's, like if you kind of know people,
Yeah.
like house parties. and
Oliver
stuff
fell
like
in love with Lower Manhattan.
Well, so what brought you to like why?
that. So I work for the Financial Times
Yeah.
and I'm here to like,
Bragging.
cover the drug industry.
You are like,
So,
what about it?
Ozempic, opioids, like big.
Purdue
Stop
Pharma.
staring at me.
Yeah, yeah.
No. If you have any drug news to leak him, he would
What?
write
Yeah.
about any news about
Or
drugs.
just any drugs. No, but like
He would
You
write
into
about it.
drugs?
not really, to be honest. I don't drink actually.
Me
so
neither.
I'm sober. Yeah,
4 months.
but I think
yeah.
there are some like you find out here. There's a lot of like people on like psychedelics, like ketamine and stuff like that.
Love connection.
So Financial Times, you, Rebekah, was dating at some point a finance bro?
What?
You had a relationship with a finance man at some point. You did, no? At some
He's so
point.
funny. He's just fucking.
Not just because he's finances. I mean,
Well,
She's
I-
in a relationship.
I'm in a 5-year relationship
Right.
with someone who lives in climate.
oh,
Climate's
So
quite
I'm
different to
over here, like,
finance.
in
Climate's
that-
Oh.
quite different. To
Well,
finance.
I'm over here in like the entertainment business, and he's like, doing like.
I thought he was a finance
yeah,
climate bro.
changing-
A
No.
climate bro. You're
That-
Nimrod.
I mean,
You're
I did
too
have-
much.
I did have a very anthropological summer before this relationship
Hmm.
where I went on,
Your slut phase.
well,
Just kidding. I'm just
it-
kidding.
They were. It all ended
I'm just
in
fucking
like
with you.
handshakes with like these lovely men who would just kind of talk to me about their mothers, and I would have like therapy sessions, and that was like the date. But there were a couple of finance people in there.
Mhm.
I wish I could have just ended
Because
all my-
Wall Street is
my
really,
handshake.
yeah.
Just-
Well,
But,
it's,
yeah.
it's finance city, isn't it? Like New York, basically. So
Yeah.
you can't really avoid
Yeah.
them.
But everyone from Wall Street, they walk up to Dimes Square with a D. It's a micro neighborhood in Manhattan where you hang out all day. And it's really close to Wall Street. So there's this connection of Dimes and Wall Street
I love you.
where we spend our days, no?
Yeah.
But apparently, all the best parties now are in like kind of abandoned car parks in Fidei,
I'm not going.
What is FIDE
I
again?
don't want to go.
the financial district.
Oh, FIDE, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
But so what?
Yeah,
What was
okay.
the beginning of the publication? Like, what were sort of, if you're allowed to say, what
Mm.
were like the behind the scenes conversations?
What about moving here?
Of sending
About,
him.
yeah, sending you here. Like,
Well, no.
what,
So
like,
so
the-
there's like the FT's great because it's got like lots of journalists all over the place,
Yeah.
and there were like lots of suggestions of going to loads of different places. Like, do you want to go to like India or it doesn't matter? And for me, I was like, I kind of like understand the pharma industry a bit. Like I used to write about like health and science like a few years ago, But then also like New York is just an amazing place. So
Mhm.
I just thought there's nothing. It was almost a bit of a hedge because I've got a lot of friends here. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Hedge
I'm
fund.
established, not hedge fund.
Right, just a hedge.
Just a hedge, yeah. And like I'm kind of like
Should be a dating app.
And so like when I came out here, I just like had like a bunch of connections.
That's
Where
great.
if I'd gone to like, I don't know,
India.
China, India, wherever, some like far-flung part of the earth, I would have just sat there by myself like, I've
Yeah.
no
Different
fucking idea.
language.
There is a Soho house in Mumbai though now, so
Is that
Right.
what it's based on?
He loves Soho houses and he
I don't.
interviewed
How
the
I
tall
founder.
are you?
Yeah.
I'm 6'2".
Are you in a
That's her
relationship?
pickup.
I'm not.
line.
I'm single.
You're single?
Are you single?
I'm single.
Are you emotionally?
ready to
How
mingle?
old are you?
I'm 29.
29.
And this is your first time living in New York?
I've never lived outside of London. I'm London born and raised. So I was born in South London, born and raised in South London, like near Brixton, and then I lived in East London for most of my kind of.
We don't need the whole story, but yeah. Emotionally.
I
Sorry.
think everyone needs to have
No,
a
sorry,
New-
yeah,
no, but everyone
totally.
needs to have a New York.
Yeah, he left us. He used to live next to me in East London, and he's emotionally
I
available.
used to live next to
Are you
your
emotionally
Emotionally
available?
Hey.
I'm physically
You're
friend. Do you have emotions?
No, are you available? Are you available? Are you with somebody?
like
He's
who wants to
married.
know?
He's
I'm
married.
asking. How come you can ask the questions and I'm asking you?
Because you just had the guy DMing
his-
you about
it's his
foot
podcast.
feet thing. Well,
For those of you who don't know what Nimrod's talking about.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
no, tell us.
that was
You
some
just
random-
posted like
that was some random person asking me about my feet and saying that he'd like to worship my feet, and then I wrote, "It's an honor to be nominated. No thanks." So that's your comeback when I'm like
my comeback.
asking you if you're in a relationship. You're like, "Oh, Lexi, you're taken because you posted
Yeah.
about a guy wanting to suck on your foot that you
it's called
declined."
it's called a non-denial denial.
I
where you
know.
diverge
You're not
it.
Done it
available.
again.
Yeah,
This counts as our hot date. This is like we're all on a date together, right?
yeah. The Fields app. There's an app. No, what's the
Field.
app?
You're not gonna say
Field.
Field
You're
was
not- you're not
Field
gonna
was
say.
like it was like a
Right,
kind
sorry.
of it was like a kink dating app.
Mhm.
But the thing with dating apps is they all like revert to the norm because like it initially has a niche, right? You know,
Yeah.
like a kink app or Raya, like everyone's hot, and then eventually other people find out about
Yeah.
it, and then it's just like a
It's
load
a
of
journey
bots
from
and hookers.
Raya to Venmo. How quick you make the journey?
Exactly.
Because it
And
all ends
Field
in
is-
Venmo.
Do you know the crazy thing about Field, right? Like I used Field a few years ago. I'm not like a big dating app person, but I used Field a few years ago, and
Addicted to Field.
and
Sorry.
and you'd go on Field and it would be like people with the craziest kinks, like list of this endless rope play, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now you go on Field and it's the same thing, but then you swipe to the next person. It's like I like walks in the park, and the countryside. You know, it's like so it's got the normies on there.
Okay, yeah,
Have you been dating since living here?
In New York, a bit, yeah.
all the
How's it
time.
going?
How's it going?
Yeah,
Men
it's
or
good.
women or whoever.
Women.
Okay.
Okay, so open, so blunt about it. Like,
Like women.
we'll see where it leads.
I'm slowly like
why are you going down 120 degrees?
there, like my
Yeah,
like cool.
and Rebecca, you what's your take on IMDb? Because I feel like with Simone films,
What's your take on IMDb?
yeah.
This is our date.
I used to be a Wikipedia editor, now I only edit IMDb all day.
Is Wikipedia going to get the money they need? I'm worried. I'm not donating.
They might-
Oh, whoa, yeah.
you need to be remembered on IMDb and Wikipedia.
I know. I'm really quite bad at IMDb.
Yeah.
I have Pro on my phone.
Yeah.
If you guys need it at any moment.
You pay IMDb monthly. Yeah.
But
What does
is-
Pro get you?
Pro is interesting because you can
All the
Troll people, you can message
you
anyone.
can also contact
It's-
people directly, like through, because often their personal email addresses are
Mhm.
listed.
And
Hold on, what? As in the actors?
On the IMDb,
Or
everyone.
Yeah. producers.
Actors, directors,
Wow.
whomever.
Actors
Um,
below a certain level, you can just.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
IMDb should have a DM function.
They should.
We just DM everyone you want to hang with, hang
Yeah.
out, and work.
Yeah,
with.
yeah, and I think it also if you're casting, you can see like if you've already cast one person that's repped by certain people, you can see who else that person
Mhm.
reps, and then kind of make it a family affair. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
And you're doing tutorials now in Simone for down and coming actors.
Oh yeah, so
You say down and
that's
coming?
actually
Yeah.
how I met Alexi originally. This was 2 years ago.
You're
Right.
not down
Was-
and coming.
You're not.
Yeah.
No, but
No.
it's an actor studio that we host.
I want to teach.
and
I'd love to
I
teach there.
had been messaging with her, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Can I just come and watch?" Because
Mhm.
she doesn't need like the training. But
Well,
but
yeah.
yeah, different actors and directors come and teach, and it's for this next kind of wave of talent coming out of New York who
Mhm.
are not formally trained.
Yeah.
And yeah,
So like 2021, 2022, I came in. 2022.
Two.
It was like early
When
2022.
the Iron Pack was just like nothing.
Well, no, there was something,
There
but
was
this was
something.
separate. This was separate, like separate entities.
Sorry.
Ion Pack, Simone
Okay.
Films. Everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
KJ and Rebecca.
I prefer Simone than Iron Pack as a brand.
We're not here to
What'd
shit
you
on
say?
anybody.
Sorry. I prefer Simone than Iron Pack.
Oh, that's nice.
Well,
yeah,
this is
my
a-
brothers.
Well, so this is like, I was like going down some wormhole on Instagram, like 4 a.m, found Simone, loved like
Mhm.
It's in like, and then there's some acting class, and I was like, what is this I stumbled upon? Based in New York. Okay, oh, they have an acting class, but it looked like very like 1970s kind of like fame, like, or some kind of like just a very 1970s vibe of like artists and actors in a space, whatever. What do you
Well,
call it?
it was in an old Italian restaurant actually that Abel Ferrara
Oh.
co-owns, and it was in the basement. Do you remember? And
Yes.
and it's also a place where there'd be like raves. So like
Yeah.
on a Saturday night there'd be a rave there, and then on Sunday like midday we'd go. So a lot of
Oh.
the kids that were like partying would come to the class the next day.
And you called it the actors. It was still
Yeah.
called that, the Actors Studio. And I was like,
Mhm.
this sounds so like 1970s sexy.
Yeah.
Like I love this. Is everything I'm going for. We live in 2024. It's the modern day, but I want this. So I was like, oh, cool. What's the address? I didn't know who I was DMing with. Rebecca was on the other side, but I had no
Yeah.
idea. My future soul
Well, I'm
sister.
also like very geriatric on
You're-
Instagram.
yeah,
but
if-
we'll
yeah,
talk about
but-
that. Yeah.
And then I went there, and like there's this guy teaching the class, and people were going up and doing scenes, and it was like spit kind of coming out of the mat, like just like like underground and like right around
In a
here.
restaurant.
What'd you say?
In an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, an
in the
Italian restaurant in like Chinatown, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards in the shadows, I see like a head of curly hair and like a beautiful doll-like creature, like who's like 10 years younger than me. And like, I'm like, oh, if I had ever looked that beautiful, oh my God, what a dream. And it was Rebekah Sherman-Myntti and KJ Rothweiler. And then like we walked out together. They came slowly
No, we
towards me.
immediately linked arms, and
Yeah.
also
Physically linked arms.
Basically, we
and
went-
I never met her and before.
Yeah, and she put on her straw hat to protect her
Yes.
very pale porcelain skin,
vampire-like.
vampire-like.
Mhm.
And we
I'm a real
walked.
blast to go to the beach with.
Mhm.
We walked outside. We went upstairs, walked outside, and Rebecca linked arms. And I was so nudie New York, and she was like, "We're gonna go back to Simone to the office. Like, come with me. We don't let anybody there ever, but come with me." And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it!" And then we get there to Simone, the office, where I later ended up
Mhm.
like, we made a film together, and like
Yeah.
I was editing there for months. But she was like, "Welcome to the inner sanctum, baby," and I
Yeah.
was like, "I've arrived." And then we made a movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I heard
Well,
about
'cause basically,
Simone.
if you're in my
but
web, I like to then
in your website. On
No,
your
if
web.
you're in my web, in my orbit.
Yeah.
Then you're like in the family. Then we work on stuff. Then we do.
She is.
What was the
most-
film you made together?
It's called Messy. and
Yeah,
we-
plug it.
Okay, baby. Okay, so it's
This
called,
was a couple years ago.
It's coming.
No,
No, it's coming
no,
soon.
no.
It's
No,
a
no.
feature
No,
that
no.
Alexi made.
We,
Oh,
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
like that day when we met, I was considering maybe making a short
Oh,
film.
that was
and
the origin story.
This is
I
the
see.
origin
Yeah, yeah,
story.
yeah.
It's like 2022.
So-
It's
so
2024 now.
We linked arms. You came back and you were like, I think I'm gonna go write something.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, we
So
were on the set of a different movie.
So in August, we're on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
set of Peter Vack's movie that Simone
Just to clarify,
produced.
you're a producer.
She's a
directed.
producer
You're
and a
an actor.
director.
I didn't tell
No.
you what I.
I
We'll,
direct.
we'll tell you what we are, honeys. Okay,
I
she's,
direct.
Let me just mansplain your
I
job.
know,
I-
seriously.
What do you? No, no,
I
no.
direct and produce.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
run the company Simone Films that I co-founded
Fantastic.
with my best friend since I was 18,
Amazing.
KJ Rothweiler, who's also one part of the Ion Pack with my
Cool.
other brother, Curtis Everett Pauly.
Yeah.
And I'm a writer. I'm a writer, director, actress, and I also produce this film along with
And,
KJ
and
Rebecca.
she's in the movie.
And the
It's a
film-
movie about
And I did the
Alexi.
movie, yeah.
Post production done, and
It's
it's
done.
It's not a movie about Alexi. It's
It is about you, though.
I'll tell you what. I'll
Sorry.
tell you what my movie's about.
You're the star.
But okay,
of
wait,
Miss-
back to the origin. So we're
Okay.
on the set, and
So-
you were like,
August
You-
rolls
yeah.
around. Oh, so August, like months later, I decide, like, I'm still wondering, like, I have an idea for a short film and maybe an idea for a feature film to write and direct. So I go visit Rebecca and KJ on the set of the movie that Peter Vack is directing, that they're producing,
Mhm.
called
www.rachelormont.com.
Okay, with
cool
Chloe
name.
Cherry and like whatever. And Peter
So the
Vack
name
starring and
is a
directing.
website. The name of the movie is a website.
So I
And-
go
okay.
visit them and I'm like, here's what I'm thinking, short film, feature. And then KJ and Rebecca are both like, just make a feature. Like, it's all hard. Like, just fucking make a feature.
No one told you just make a feature.
Well, like, they were like,
But I
they
think
wanted you to do
that's
it.
my big
Yeah.
thing is like I think often there's this idea that like to make a short film you need like a certain amount of money, and then like it's actually so much effort and work, and like you end up with a
Just
short-
expand it
Yes,
to a
and you
feature.
end up with
yeah.
a short film.
you should
and
just do a feature. It's
I was just like, pull the trigger, baby, go home, go big or go home, and you know.
and then I like saw what they were doing with Peter Vack's movie,
Hmm.
and like, and then we met, other people that we were working with, like Brendan
Yeah.
and everything. And then so I like went back to the drawing board, and like later on the day, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And like on our
Yeah.
group, we started a group text chain. So nice to be a part of a group text, very cozy. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And then that was August, I believe, or July or August, probably July.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because Curtis's birthday was in August, like August 19th, August whatever. Okay, and then July, and then I did my first draft. I wrote it was
So
like
you were just
done
you were
and,
literally like BRB, I'm gonna go write, and we're like, okay.
I was like, see you later. I'll let you know
Yeah.
when I'm done with the thing. So I wrote like, and by like December, January, we had a reading of like my 20th version of the script, and I did a bunch more versions. We had like a table read at Nine Orchard with Michael Imperioli and Dolly
Right.
Wells and all these.
Yeah.
The
Wonderful.
Sopranos guy, if you,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
But then they
he-
used him for the headline in Interview magazine.
Yeah, well, so he's been so. I mean, Alexi knows this as well. Like, he's been such a lovely supporter.
Yeah, I
of
saw
all
his
of ours.
apartment tour
Oh, yeah.
on AD.
Yeah,
The Sopranos guy lives in New York. They did a tour of his apartment on Architectural Digest.
he's
The YouTube
he's
thing.
such a
Yeah.
lovely guy, and
He is-
has been so generous to all of us.
He's
Yeah.
in the film, or he's,
No,
he's-
no.
No,
So-
so he teaches our acting class
Amazing.
sometimes, and sometimes, and these are normally like 2-hour sessions, and you were at the one, and he comes and he locks in and is there for like 4 to 5 hours and like
Yeah.
giving really thoughtful feedback.
Like
to
a White Lotus
young people.
tutorial.
It's really amazing,
Yeah.
and kids go up and like do their kind of monologues,
Mhm.
and then he gives like feedback. and
is
then
he like pro method acting, or
I don't think he's a method.
I don't know what he is.
no,
He's
but
just
he's
like-
just very.
do you ever do
thoughtful.
method acting?
I don't know.
What is method? Where you have a
You
method?
know,
Method?
you know, like the kind of Jeremy Strong stuff he does on,
Where you
That's
never
a-
leave the character.
I don't
You're,
do
Session.
that.
Oh,
you're,
right.
or like
at the-
Daniel Day Lewis playing
Yeah.
Lincoln and just in like the
No, you're
coffee
like at
shop.
the
The whole
craft-
time.
You're at the crafty
Mhm.
table, like
Yeah.
as
Like-
Lincoln.
Yeah, as Lincoln. Wait. Oh, and that was another thing that was like kind of the stepping stone. It's like Michael Imperioli taught that class, and you let me know, and I went and like audited it, and I watched
Yeah.
him teach the class, and I was like, wow, this is so inspiring. This is so great. And then he was going to teach again. He liked it. He liked teaching Rebekah's class so
Mhm.
much.
He
that
came back.
He was like, I'm going to come back. But if you do the class, if anybody goes to the class, they can't just audit, which is what I had done the previous week. They have to perform something. I
Oh,
was like, fuck, Rebekah,
Well,
I want
that's
to go.
what I told you.
so you
Oh.
perform.
Well,
Oh.
because I wanted you because
you
that
did.
maybe I said that he said that, but I wanted you to perform in front of him because
Oh
I
my
knew it would
God.
be a good boost of confidence.
Oh my god! Well, so that I had no idea. Well, so then the opening of my movie is a monologue, and so I like tightened the monologue. I like rewrote it. I punched it up. I like,
Mhm.
and then because I thought I had to perform a work of my own. Like I thought because that's what I heard. You had to perform something that you wrote. I got up and I read my monologue in front of Michael Imperioli, and he was like, "I'm not just saying this. I'm so mean to myself." But he
Is
was
there a
like,
video of your reaction?
"There's no video."
Okay.
No.
I do have a video of it.
There you go.
Well,
That's all.
No, the class isn't
What you're about
videos.
to say.
Yeah.
no, but he was like, you wrote that. That's so. He was like so complimentary and nice that I was like, maybe I'm not a piece of. Maybe I'm not a piece of shit. Maybe I'm not a piece of trash, and I am a good writer. And I should. And he was like, if you need any help with anything, I'm here to support. So we did then we did a reading. Like Rebekah and me and KJ, like they got the place at Nine Orchard, and we did a reading, and it was just like, whatever. And then we shot
Yeah.
the film in May.
It's called Messi. You're gonna see it soon.
It's, yeah, shot the
This
film
hot
in May.
guy from Silicon Valley, the TV show,
Oh,
He's-
Well, what's really
and
awesome
other people.
is Alexi has like these really great people in her orbit, and then it was like a mixture of like Hollywood legends with like downtown New York, like
Up and coming.
comers, and so like mixing those two worlds.
Mhm.
created
And you
a
filmed
really
it like
interesting-
in New York. Did you?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was
And you
yeah.
fall in love in the movie.
I'm not. No spoilers,
No.
but let's not. But it's like.
but truly independently made.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's like I call it like a neurotic comedy romp about like a girl gets out of a relationship, she goes through a breakup, moves to New York, and then she has all these like really disappointing romantic like
Is there
hookups.
anything vaguely autobiographical about
It's all
it?
it's heightened and it's based on like my own experiences,
Yeah.
and my friends' experiences, and just my imagination and stuff. But it's like it's a scripted
Mhm.
film, and it was made for $100,000, and we did it in
Exactly.
we did it in $100,000, and we did it in
How-
17 days.
Wow.
And we had Adam Goldberg, Thomas Middleditch, Mario Cantone from Sex and the City, Ione Skye from River's Edge and Say Anything, Jack Kilmer, Val Kilmer's son, but he's an actor in
Yeah.
his own right. Okay.
I love to say anything. It's the hottest film. But yeah, go on.
And so now we're just like waiting to find out what festival we're gonna premiere the movie at, and
Yeah.
but it's done. It was done as of like December 1st, and like Rebekah.
I heard about Simone films on Interview Magazine, which I also write for.
yeah.
And sometimes I fear that nobody reads Interview Magazine except the person being interviewed.
Really?
And the person,
I love
right?
it.
People pose with it in coffee shops. That's what they buy, I think, the magazine.
They what?
They pose with it.
Got it.
Coffee cups on it.
I have a
and,
crush
yeah.
on Mel Ottenberg.
Yeah, it's all a male
Sexy.
sphere.
I
yeah.
love
Well,
him.
Okay, turn
Yeah.
the tables to you.
Okay.
How did you get into like writing and journalism? And what's
Yes.
your history?
Well, to meet people, to hang out with people. Sometimes
Yeah, like who are you? I want to know
He's a
everything.
pretend
I
Jack.
And, like-
pretend to
Yeah.
interview
And like where are
people.
you from? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Little bio.
what's your
moment.
story? You're
You could ask around here about how to take money from their parents.
Yeah.
When I'm in Dime Square, like it's
Oh, yeah.
like just
Why
parental.
did you stare at me so
whole
intensely when you
place
said
is
Times
rented
Square?
money.
Stop undressing me with your eyes, you
All the
fucking pervert.
All the podcasters live in Dime Square. All
We
of them.
do. I got to
Yeah.
get out of.
It's just a lot of
Peterson.
boho kind of
Yeah.
people. It reminds me of like it's like Hoxton kind of on
Mhm.
steroids or Hackney Wick on steroids.
Yeah.
But London
Yeah.
neighborhood that's kind of similar.
That's my boyfriend lived there like in the heyday 2008, 2000.
Yeah.
When Dimes Deli opened.
No, in London.
In London.
That
Yeah.
area.
All right, that area, right?
How tall are you?
5'7". Yeah.
You're quite short actually then.
Am I?
You're perfect.
I wear insoles.
How tall are you? I feel like you're quite tall.
I'm quite tall.
How tall? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm 5'11".
I have a story from Venice. So this cool young artist asked me, how can I sell more paintings?
Who?
I can't say because like it
Who?
worked. Like really up and coming, down and coming, early blue chip
Banksy.
artist. No, I mean
Like, she's
she's
very
just
down and
starting
coming.
out and she wants to have press and sell art. So I told her. So we found like a rich Asian art collector who just pretended to buy her art for the press.
Mm.
Like he said, fake number. I paid $75,000. He went to an art magazine, for example, ArtNet, or
Yeah.
pretended to buy, and then that's how you get the ball rolling. You just need one rich person to pretend
Oh my god.
to have bought your art.
That's fantastic. My dad was a photographer, and now I'm in charge of his archive. Too
There you
bad
go.
this is on film. Maybe I should
No,
do that.
I'll introduce you to. I know this Indian collector. You can give him, and then he would say, "Yeah, I just bought it."
Is the Indian
Collector.
guy different from? Is this the East
Different.
Asia? Okay, so we're good.
I have
Thing.
a
Let's keep the ethnicity
Yeah.
straight.
I have a few collectors,
I'm
Asian.
just
yeah.
fucking you. That was a
Okay, thank you.
that
yeah.
was a joke. Okay.
And yeah, I'm
I'm
from
outta
the
here.
Middle East originally. I
Oh,
grew up in the Middle East. It's like a Jewish country, but it's like mixed. Yeah, Tel Aviv has a Soho house.
Tel Aviv has a Soho house.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, it was briefly shut down though during the recent.
yeah. Not talking about that.
Like
but
literally
shut
shot down.
Shot down, not shut down.
Shot down.
There was a rocket that fell in
No,
Soho.
no, no,
Kidding.
no,
Anyway, yeah, Tel Aviv. I mean, many hot guys in Israel. Hot.
Where are you going with this? This is all
No,
mi-
just
mishmash.
background. She
Okay,
wanted
yeah.
background.
Are you from Tel Aviv then?
I was a journalist in Israel once.
No, but are you actually from Tel Aviv or are you from another?
Outskirts. Tel
Outskirts,
Aviv.
Tel
Yeah.
You are such a mystery. It's like
I
you
w-
don't answer anything.
And,
I
and
was-
then and then you've been living in London for a
I
long
have I had a
What is your
Romanian
truth?
passport. I used it to move to London and just stay there. I got bored in Israel. There was no Soho house back in the time. There was no
You love Soho.
no
House.
Uber, no Amazon in Israel.
Wow.
Google Maps is blocked on satellite mode. You can't really zoom in to see everything for security reasons. I love Google Maps, like really on it a lot. I search my name on Google Maps.
What happens?
really?
Yeah.
What
And-
happens?
Presumably,
I-
there's like stores called Nimrod or something.
No, Chiltern Firehouse shows up.
Well, that's cheap.
Did you broke
That
them?
is.
Did you
I
broke
left
them?
reviews there.
Oh, I see.
You need to search your name on Google Maps. That's more important.
Should I?
Yeah, right now. Like,
Alexi.
that's more important than Google.
Wait, Google Maps. I use Maps. Is that not the same?
Ooh,
Oh,
God.
no.
Is that dorky? It is dorky.
It's not dorky. It's
But- Not as
just
good.
like
Doesn't
whoa.
work.
I know, but you know what? Other people, every time anybody sends me like a map, did you just scooch away from me? Unbelievable, Rebecca. I know you're like, no, it's cool. We don't.
There,
You.
people really judge people who just use maps still and haven't.
Well,
moved.
I'm feeling that.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It's
Wait, no, but you know
it's
why?
kind of like using Safari.
I-
You know.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
use Chrome
Chrome.
now,
Yeah.
but I did use Safari. I use Safari on my phone. Is that wrong?
What's your TikTok stance?
It's too loud.
I check TikTok links on Safari. Old people don't have the app. They click on the TikTok link,
It goes to Safari.
open it on the browser, then you don't have to watch other TikToks. Just that one.
Rebecca has just opened her water. I repeat, Rebecca
Yeah.
has just opened
You on
her
TikTok.
water.
Okay.
I don't have TikTok. Do you guys have TikTok?
I have TikTok, but it opens so loud
I forgot why I open it when I open TikTok. What did I mean to?
because it's like, oh my god.
We did a funny TikTok. Osama bin Laden was like killed and they dumped him in the ocean. Nobody knows where the body is. So we went to Morocco with actors pretending to have found Osama bin Laden's body for a funny video.
For a
So we
funny
put it on
video?
TikTok. Osama bin found. We had a fisherman and a dead body, pretending it's Pakistan, pulling the body.
When was this?
It's upcoming soon. We're editing the behind. The TikTok is out.
Coming soon. I have no. This is.
Because
You
I used
could
to work
launch in
for.
tandem with your film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What a pairing.
I used to work for Vice magazine. They would fund such projects like political pranks or whatever you
Do
call
you
it.
miss
Aw.
Vice now? It's gone.
I
Is it
miss
gone?
Vice.
R.I.P.
It's gone.
Yeah, what is like
It's
the
practically
Yeah.
at its end, isn't it?
The founder took all the money and bought a house in Santa Monica.
But it wasn't the founder that ran it into the ground. It was more just they did all these like commercial partnerships with like cigarette companies.
Right.
They were just selling and
Yeah,
hustling
Rupert
for
Murdoch bought
everyone.
5%.
And then
The other
yeah,
founder was the Proud Boys founder. January 6th would not have happened without Vice magazine. The
so
early
not Shane
founder-
Smith. the
Are
other
you
guy.
serious?
Gavin McInnes, the early founder of Vice, they
He was
fired
part of
him.
the Proud Boys,
He was the leader of the founder of the Proud Boys is the Vice magazine founder.
but he wasn't part of Vice anymore
was-
when he was doing that.
He was dismissed. He was fired from Vice
Got it.
in 2010. Then he became radicalized.
Whoa.
All right, stop.
Yeah,
looking
there
at
you
me.
go.
Jeez
It's
Louise.
crazy because you still hang around with a lot of people from like who were doing Vice back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Don't you? And they're all
I-
like they still all tell the stories like Vice, man, it was amazing.
I-
But it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of been and gone, unfortunately.
Even if I would met the Proud Boys guy, I pretend to be their friend to suck information. If I meet people I don't agree with, whatever, Gaza, January 6th, I pretend to be on their side because otherwise they would not tell me anything.
Yeah,
So I haven't, yeah.
you know
Do you have any
everybody.
interesting stories that you're cooking right now?
What are you cooking?
Cooking.
Cooking.
Yeah.
You got some buns in the oven?
I'm pitching all the time. Like I'm more addicted to pitching, I think, than writing.
Pitching.
Yeah.
Oh, to
Yeah.
these magazines.
To,
or?
maybe the how to take money from your parents, the Bin Laden
Airmail.
thing, airmail. They kind of won't let me
Airmail won't let you.
write again. No.
Why? Oh my
Because
god.
of a hotel stay. I went to Kenya. I said, the Safari hotel in Kenya costs like $2,000 a night.
Not the browser.
The other Safari
Okay.
browser. Yeah. So I said, maybe I'll write about you. And in passing, I mentioned airmail. And then there was no review of the Safari because I just like the animals. I didn't want to write about the animals, just hanging out. And then I did pay a reduced
But then
rate.
it got
they
back
found
to
out.
Airmail.
Yeah. Airmail found
Oh,
out.
God.
And had you ever worked for Airmail? Or were
I
you-
wrote for Airmail as a
you did-
freelance.
Oh, so you burned a
multiple
bridge
times.
with Airmail
I
because they
burned.
were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of Airmail again?
Graydon Carter and like an
Right.
old curly man.
He's
like
selling it
Airmail.
right now, though.
He's
isn't
trying to
he?
sell it to a roofing company. He's banned
Oh,
from
yeah.
Balthazar. Balthazar banned.
No,
Really?
that's over now.
But that guy
He's
doesn't that. I love that guy, Keith
Keith
McNally.
McNally.
He
Yeah,
just
what's-
goes at people. Like, do you remember he had the campaign against James Corden, and he just like
Yes.
have like pictures of James Corden just on his Instagram and just go,
Wasn't
James
he
Corden is a
rude
piece of
about an
shit.
omelet or something.
He was just really rude to a waiter or waitress
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I asked James Corden once, why can't you fail locally? Why do you have to fail globally? Everywhere you go, LA, just fail in the UK. Why do you have to go and because they ended his
Oh.
talk show.
Did he fail in the UK?
I mean,
He didn't fail in
yeah,
the UK. It was more
some-
just like he was kind of B-rate in the UK, and then he moved over to the US and managed to get like late night television and
What was your longest relationship?
There you
12
go.
years.
Oh wow.
12 years a slave.
Oh my god. What is going on here? What was your longest relationship? no way
He's
you're
in a
gonna answer this.
relationship right now.
Oh.
He babysat my cats.
His children.
He almost lost my cat.
How many cats do you have? I love
Two cats. I pay people to give them when I go away from the UK.
Can I just say, your cats? I had a beautiful 2 Italian armchairs that I got off eBay, like vintage armchairs.
Made out of
and
cat
your cat
fur.
just completely destroyed one of them. So the amount of money you paid me to look after the cats, which was a good amount of money, it was basically offset by the fact one of my armchairs is ruined.
But you almost lost one of the Persian cats.
I fell asleep one Sunday afternoon, and my door had kind of opened, my front door, and
Oh no.
I got this message on my kind of WhatsApp group chat, which was with all my neighbors in the block, and they said, "There's a cat in the corridor." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Cat
Like, so
in
I
the
woke up
corridor.
and I picked up the cat and I put it back in the house, and then I was like, "Oh God, where's the other cat?"
Oh no.
2 cats. I gave him 2 cats.
And
cats.
I was looking
Test.
around. I mean, we literally pulled up the whole flat. It's a small flat, so I was like, "Where is this cat?" And I'd like given up, and then I called Hayden,
We were
who's,
in
our,
LA,
who's
yeah.
our mutual friend.
Oh,
So I
wait.
called Hayden
Oh,
originally.
I think I know him. I don't
Hayden Prowse.
understand
He
that
was
guy.
the kid in the Secret Garden, 1994. The
Okay,
kid
but-
on the wheelchair.
Anyway, I called-
Let's finish this
Hayden.
story.
I called Hayden. He
He'll
was
move
like,
on.
"Oh,
He'll move on.
Nimrod."
No, I want to
Nimrod."
hear this.
He was like, "Nimrod won't care about it. Like Nimrod doesn't have any
Yeah.
emotions."
You're-
Back to Balthazar.
Back to Balthazar.
Someone released mice in Balthazar. Do you still eat in Balthazar?
I actually
I go to
was
Balthazar.
texting with you the other day. I like to go there for like a late night burger or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I don't think
the founder
nice.
said Bezos' wife is ugly, and then someone released mice in the restaurant, and he.
What, as retaliation?
Yeah,
on a Bezos'
last week.
guys?
I also heard there was a one of my girlfriends was like, there's a cockroach on the bar the other day.
It's New York though.
But yeah, but it's like, who cares? I love Balthazar. I love Keith McNally. I went to go see his movie at the Roxy. And
Do you remember when one of the mirrors fell?
when?
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
It was like a huge thing.
On
Like,
someone,
you
they
know, like how they have the huge,
Right.
heavy
Huge.
mirrors.
I'm
That's
always
scary.
suspicious of big mirrors.
Yeah.
They're gonna fall
And
one
it
day.
fell. It was like 5 years ago.
That's hilarious.
I don't- yeah.
That was funny.
Above the fireplace, it's gonna be a disaster
Yeah.
in houses.
Oh yeah, scary.
So was there like a lawsuit? Did it hit someone or?
I don't know the lawsuit status, but it was a big deal when it happened.
Oh
Because
Christ!
it landed on people, I'm pretty sure.
There's a Balthazar in London.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody goes there. It's like no vibe.
No
It's
vibe.
alright. It's in like Covent Garden, isn't it? So
I'll
it's
go
a bit of
there.
like a touristy area.
Really?
What should I do when Rebecca and I come to stay at your apartment in London?
Have you actually got a trip booked out there?
I
Like,
want
'cause I've
to.
got loads
Well,
of recommendations.
She was threatening to
Well, her
come.
movie
Well,
will have a moment.
I'm threatening to come. You would love to
I
have
will
me
host
there.
the movie for you.
I
and
would
then-
love that. Oh my god, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh wait. So I have a friend who has an apartment. Is Trellick an area or is Trellick Tower
Trellick
just?
Tower,
Trellick-
it's a tower.
So he lives
the
there.
first,
I
like,
know it's ugly, but
council
it's
house.
like
there's a
it's-
club opposite.
I know it's
But
cool.
it's fancy.
Lalo.
It's
opposite.
it's all like privately owned
So
now.
my-
Lalo's done.
but
Sold, gone.
maybe the building. Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
So my friend lives there. So I'm thinking I could stay there. Then I
Why
could
is
stay-
Jeremy O'Harris in London every day? Like
I don't know him that well, but
all of
I
your
love
friends
him.
are in London non-stop, and like,
All my friends?
yeah, Janixa is in London every day.
I loved it. Listen,
He has the
Janixa-
Janixa story.
Oh, you do? Janixa and Jeremy Harris are the coolest, chicest people in the world.
You have to say that for like.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, there you go.
No,
Yeah.
they're the
I want to be
coolest.
How
friends
do you
with
think,
Janixa.
like, so New York compares to LA? You moved to New York a few years ago. It's a
I-
better place than LA, right? Isn't it?
I think they're so different.
Yeah.
I'm happier here.
Well, that's a good.
What do you
sign.
like about each place?
I like each place. I like to curate. I think you do this. Curate my experience in Los Angeles. If I go
Mhm.
visit for a week, I can go to Chateau Marmont, drive down the
Sunset
PCH,
Tower.
Sunset Tower, Beverly Hills
Dimitri.
Hotel.
Dimitri.
Dimitri is at the
San Vicente is opening here.
bungalows now. Oh, I
There's
There's a
heard.
members club, San
And
Vicente
the
bungalows.
Jane Hotel.
Yeah.
And I have lots of friends there, and like my mom's there, so I can go visit her. So I go there for a week. I have this curated Bret Easton Ellis like kind of experience.
You book a curator for the.
I
for,
book. No, I curate it myself. I
All
You
book
have to
it
be
all.
very purposeful in LA, don't you? Because it's like not spontaneous. You have to drive everywhere and go.
I
everywhere.
love driving. I
Yeah.
love driving. So I have a car when I go there, and like my mom gives me her car, and I just drive everywhere. I love the canyons. I love Laurel Canyon, and then you get there, and it's like all horizontal, and you feel like you can breathe. And then
Everyone is trying to just be Rachel Sennett's friend in LA. They're all,
I have no
"Well, it's
idea
Rachel
what you're talking
Sennett,
about.
whatever. They're all trying to be her friend.
I didn't even know. I don't know her. Never met
exactly.
her.
There you go.
Didn't know she lives in LA or New York. But then
Boom.
New York, you come here, and it's like a thinking person city,
Yeah.
and it's harder to live
More
here.
sweaty here.
It's like well, it's really cold for a long time, and I'm so glad we're finally like edging out
But
of
you
that.
sweat on the subway more than you would sweat.
I'm sweating
in LA.
right now. I've got like
Yeah.
total sweat stains.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the reason why it's better here, I'm just trying to actually answer this question. Is like it's harder to live here when you tell people like, oh, where do you live? I live in New York. People are like New York, or
Yeah.
or this is a place where you go. Well, you know, it's New York. You know what I mean? Like it's harder to live here. So like surviving here puts hair on your chest, makes you seem tougher. It's just like, and
And-
the
yeah.
culture, the culture. You're walking, you're on the subway, like. The people are all. I don't know. I just.
Anyone blocked you recently on Instagram?
Why did you block me?
No.
Why would you ask me that?
Because I think no, it's
I'm
moving on.
stealing.
Because I think friends come and go, but block people are forever. If you block someone, they go with you forever in your profile.
It's not even forever. You can unblock like that.
Yeah, but
Have you
till
unblocked?
you belong. Who did you unblock
Have
recently?
you blocked some dudes and then unblocked some dudes?
Oh, ladies.
Oh, you know what? I saw today an ex. So good that you asked that.
Future ex?
I saw an ex, not even a future ex, an ex-boyfriend. I saw he came up in my feed. I got to keep this moving. Keep this moving. Oh my God, you're gonna like. Okay, years ago, probably over 10 years
He's
ago.
watching this right now.
He's
Like,
totally not.
Oh,
But
no.
over 10 years ago, I dated this guy only for a couple months. Didn't work out. Came up in my feed today. Clicked on
Can you
him.
just describe him for 2 seconds? Just like
No,
his
I
vibe
can't.
was?
I
No.
can't.
Oh,
I
right,
won't,
right.
and I can't. I'll tell you later. But and then I was like, I wonder if he has a girlfriend. So then I click on his girlfriend, and I think she blocked me.
The
Oh,
girlfriend
but-
experience.
But I dated him 15 years ago.
mm.
What
She
the
blocked
fuck?
you in advance just in case.
Maybe like I don't
A
know if
free
like
block.
how would
Yeah.
she know to block me when I
Maybe
haven't talked
because
to
he
him?
affectionately speaks about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he mentioned me or she heard, and then she was just like, I get that.
Did you
way
take
too.
like a really good holiday together or something like
We
that?
actually did take a holiday.
There you go.
together.
He knows.
Always that.
He knows him.
But I,
where,
like,
where he's
kind
like,
of
I
crushed
remember
him.
my trip to X place, and then
Mm.
you know
That's
oh,
how you
man.
reveal your ex when you reminisce on the
holidays.
trip.
Ew, I don't like hearing about people's
Yeah.
exes.
Yeah.
Makes me mad. Sorry.
Ivy
Stop
Getty just blocked me. She's a Harris in
yeah,
LA.
she's beautiful.
Yeah, just because I posted about her divorce and I tagged Nancy Pelosi because she
What are you
officiated.
doing? Seriously?
Nancy Pelosi officiated the wedding. Ivy Getty is that rich. She got the Speaker of the House to be the wedding official.
Yes, yeah.
She blocked me because I also met her ex-husband in Venice. He's like an aristocrat from Austria, Tobias. He
Is he
walks
cute?
around Venice, really hot, cute.
How tall is he?
But he always makes me pay for him. Even rich people actually always ask me to pay for them. Never carry money. They have a clip with like cards, whatever. And she issued a ban to nobody should take any photograph of him having fun in Venice.
She issued that?
Because the Getty Images ban, she can issue a Getty Images like stop order, so no photographer would picture her ex-husband.
Wow.
He's a cool
Wow.
guy though. I mean, they used to be a lovely couple.
Is he single?
Yeah,
How tall is he?
he's like Oliver's height.
Would you ever date a guy shorter than you?
Yes, always do.
Oh,
You never dated anyone.
Oh, so that's
No.
actually what you're sifting for to
No,
find
I'm
out
not
someone
sifting
shorter
for that.
than
This whole chat is
No.
just
Because
to,
I'm just assuming it's
Funnel.
taller that you're looking for.
I am looking for taller, but I'm finding shorter. So I'm like, wow. Sorry, it's so loud.
And
Oh.
would you be into an aristocrat, hot man?
Like,
who
how
never
low
pays?
would you go?
Sorry.
How low? Well, let me tell you. Not pretty.
When they go high, you go
I go
lower.
really low. God. Oh, there's some really handsome guy, but I don't want to say it on this.
You can do a full name or full story. Either the full name of the person or the full story of.
There's a really sexy guy with a fancy aristocratic last name that I sent you a picture of
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Instagram, and he's
Van der Woodsen.
no, and he's so sexy, and he does like work in the climate world. Gorgeous. I don't know if he's LA
It's
based.
all about carbon.
What'd you say? Not your boyfriend.
climate.
Oh, not in climate.
It's a big world, the climate
Yeah, no,
world.
her
Carbon.
climate boyfriend is in New York with her.
Right.
My future potential climate boyfriend. He's so handsome.
What's his carbon footprint?
That
tend to-
double
they
date
tend
could
to-
be
Light.
phenomenal. Though.
Light.
Like,
Light.
yeah.
And they
Light
tend to be
carbon.
handsome.
I'll tell you off the record. We're not
Carbon
like,
footprint.
I like that. Wait.
I have a radio mic put in you for later. I bought a mic. Yeah.
It would be great if the camera just tracks down on you too.
That's why you're sitting there so we can see. We can't see your legs, just me and Alexi's legs.
Oh, sexy. I hope my thighs look fit. I think we're okay.
His whole thing is just to funnel people to Alexi's like.
Thanks for getting us
Yeah.
that camera.
Sphere.
I love you.
Well, so what are your impressions
She's the powerhouse.
of New York?
Of New York.
Downtown.
I think my essential, like, is-
Boring. Just kidding. Sorry.
my essential difference between the UK or like Europe and New York, right, is when people like walk.
How is
around-
dating different?
Well, we're
What?
going to dating, but when people walk around London, they basically there's an intrinsic feeling which is like my life is unimportant relative to other lives. Like that is
In
the
London.
feeling in London and in Europe.
Like
But
that's
in
like
in
New
your
New
York-
York,
narrative.
the inner narrative.
Yeah.
This is the norm. I'm saying,
Mhm.
like in New York, it's the opposite. It's
Yeah.
like my life is fucking important.
Mhm.
You know,
You know
even
what?
if you're
I
like
like that.
completely like just a nobody, everyone thinks their lives
And
is so
when you meet
internally
people, it's
important.
like, what are you doing right now?
Exactly.
To
It's
meet
very
people. In London, you have to plan meeting up.
Well, that's what I like.
You
about it,
meet
is
like
there's a
double,
spontaneity.
triple the number
Yeah.
of people on a night out in New York.
You
versus
do? Well, it's
London.
because,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
God,
'Cause there's
British
a
guys are so
spontaneity.
timid.
But
Not
maybe
you.
Alexi
Not
wants
you.
the planning. Maybe you want the planning and going to bed at 6 p.m. like in London we do.
You do?
Yeah, nobody goes out.
You
There's
and
no
Hannah
clubs
go to
in
bed at
London.
I'll tell
6?
you the difference in dating, and I think
There you go.
with obviously a lot of people think like the British accent's like a big thing, whatever, and maybe it is, maybe it's not. But actually, I think the biggest distinction is really like the way Europeans approach dating to American guys,
Oh, wait, break that
because
down.
American guys
I
like
like this.
it's this whole like performance, this dance, like we're going on a date, I'm gonna get the bill, like hey,
Mhm.
it's very ceremonial, and like when in Europe it's just a bit more like kind of cute, it's like oh you meet up with
Yeah.
them, you like them, you get
There's no
along, like
tipping.
you hang out, you have
But
sex.
what's like a date vibe?
It's more casual. Like in America, it's more of like we're going on a
Performance.
date, like let's
Yeah.
go. And like I've been on a number of dates where I've just spent way too much money.
Tipping. There's no tipping in Europe, and here you make an impression by tipping, and like it's.
But what I've realized is
dance.
you've got to go because I went on a date at, like the Beekman Hotel and just like
Okay,
ended
I
up
live
like
across-
200.
I live
He's a
across the
finance
street.
bro.
200.
Finance
I'm
bro.
finance bro
Financial
adjacent.
Times.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Beekman is the Anna Delvey hotel. Go on.
Is
Well,
it?
Yeah, Anna Delvey stayed there and that didn't pay in
actually,
the
do you know
Beekman.
one of the
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
I went one of the
Also one
guys
of
I
them,
went to
one of them.
school with, like
Yeah.
school as in high school. He got burned by Anna Delvey. He got
Burnt.
burned in, like
Yeah.
he was like an Asian.
But you want to be
architect.
burned by Anna Delvey, you become iconic.
Do you?
Yeah, she
You
burned
become a
Andre.
schmuck,
Yeah.
like a globally known schmuck, basically.
But you went
So
there.
the Beekman is your spot.
No, I don't know.
for,
I
like-
went on a couple dates there, but like what I've really realized since is it's best just to go to like the diviest of
But
dive
you
bars.
go
What would
to
our
the
date?
same-
What would our date be like? Walk
Yeah.
me through it. Let's
Beekman
do it.
Hotel meetup.
No,
No, do you know what we do?
Sorry,
Just kidding.
go on.
What
We'd
would
just
we
be
do?
like walking down Lafayette.
Wait, how would you ask me
He
out?
has a routine.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
stroll.
We'd just be walking down Lafayette.
How would you ask her out?
And we just walk past Temple Bar, where I've got to know the bouncer,
Mhm.
and I'd be like, "Can we pop in here for a drink? Can we like have a
Yeah,
nice
pop
drink
in.
at Temple Bar?
Okay.
Have like 3 drinks at
We
Temple Bar."
both of us don't drink.
Yeah, but
That's why it's
do you
gonna
not
be
like
good.
go and get a drink anyway?
I
Yeah.
do get a drink. That's my
But
accent.
you only stopped
Mocktail.
drinking like 4 months ago.
When did you stop drinking?
I stopped drinking a few years ago,
All right.
but good life decision.
It's such a good life.
Mocktail.
It is
Not to
awesome.
like.
Not to
You don't
shit
really-
on
you
you,
don't really-
losers.
I-
She barely
I
drinks.
order.
Yeah.
She barely drinks.
Well, that's-
I'm a huge lightweight.
Me
Like,
too.
One drink and I'm.
I order a
Yeah.
drink to be polite and I don't touch it.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
not-
See,
okay,
that's
Just not to.
so we're
ruin the
basically
vibe.
all non-drinkers, but
Yeah.
we're just open non-drinkers.
Well,
Over
yeah.
here with our perfect hydration.
Also, I feel like
Very hydrated.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the best life.
And
decision
Oliver,
in
you
the
go
world.
to the same date, same location, same walk in the,
The
park.
place I've been to
distinguish
an
between.
unholy number of times.
But you want to
Both-
distinguish between the dates, so you take them to the same place, same walk in the park, same restaurant. No,
No, well, what
so
I
you can know the
what I've
difference.
tended to do in London is I go on some dates to like hotel bars because I like hotel bars because you can talk there, you know,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like a nice ambiance.
Chelsea.
But the place I've been to like an unholy number of times here is Kiki's.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
I
on
love
our date.
Kiki's. No, I
Well,
don't
it's
think
fine
so.
if you love Kiki's. I don't want to go to Kiki's.
Well, we're not going to Kiki's.
She's
Well, we
not-
better
We're
not.
going to Temple Bar.
Chelsea
We better
Hotel.
not.
We're going
Oh,
to
Hotel
Temple Bar
Chelsea.
next
Chelsea
week.
Hotel.
Which one? Yeah.
Either way, whatever you want to
There's
call
two-
it.
okay.
baby.
Bar
No
Calico.
disrespect to him.
Just- okay.
At Freehand. That's near you.
I don't want to
isn't
go to
Right.
Freehand. I don't.
Okay.
Every time you take me to
It's,
Freehand.
yeah, it's not free.
I'm
Freehand's
not-
gone.
Yeah, Freehands. Keep those.
That's a
together.
place we're not going to go.
We're
Okay.
not gonna
That's
go
why I was
there.
suggesting that.
Um,
Are you attracted to the British accent?
Oh my
then?
god, of course. You should be botching it. Oh yeah, my last boyfriend was British.
Mhm.
Never mind. Let's not do this.
Are there? Is there like a British? You know, in New York, there's so many Brits, right?
Yeah.
Are there?
Yeah. I mean, I've tried
many
to actually
Brits.
kind of avoid them, but there's a lot.
Are you bisexual?
No.
This is none of my business. You don't even have to answer that. That
Yeah.
was really rude that I even asked.
You can ask. There's no comment. Yeah.
Okay. Just
No
wondering.
comment sounds weird though, doesn't it?
I have a tip though.
I'm
You
an
need a-
open-minded guy.
You need a second credit card with nothing on the credit card because people leave credit cards behind the bar, and
I
you
thought
never know
were
what's going
explaining
on.
bisexuality,
Sorry,
and you're
oh.
like, it's like having two credit cards.
Okay.
One has money on it, one has
Yeah.
nothing
Two
on
SIM
it.
cards, two credit
Yeah.
cards.
I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Everything binary. No, but here they sometimes take your ID too. So like they'll
Right.
take your card and your
Oh.
ID to make sure you don't do like a
Right.
runner.
But also, I always book hotels with an empty card, and I only pay when I get there
Oh, you have an. Oh, that's really smart.
because I don't want to pay anything in advance.
We know.
just in
Oh,
case
sorry.
it's
We
crap.
know.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah.
like,
If
okay.
I break something, I want to negotiate the pay, so they
Yeah.
can't just charge me whatever. I think everyone needs or for your Airbnb that you never showed up or had an issue with. You don't want them to have your real credit card, if it's possible. Just a tip.
I never use Airbnb anymore. I used
So
to use
done.
it.
Yeah.
It's got super expensive now, and
Yeah.
whenever you go to a hotel, you never regret it because it
Totally.
makes you feel amazing. You know,
Yeah.
like people,
Because people come to you,
people
and you don't go
help you
Airbnb.
and
You
just
go
like-
out to meet up.
they're there to be made hospitable. And one of the things I love about New York, and I never want this to end, is like doormans. Like clearly, like
Doorman.
if they wanted to make cost savings in all restaurants, hospitality venues, they could just get rid of the doorman, right?
Yeah.
Because like they're
Yeah.
just opening the door.
'Cause you feel like
I
you're
could
in a
just have my
hotel.
own door.
Yeah.
But it's so
In your-
nice when you walk into a place and another person like welcomes you to the place.
But some people get tired of small talk. I don't. Small talk is my life.
You just do small talk. You get tired of long
Small talk is my
talk.
life. I love it.
I want to be a maitre d'. Maitre d's are my favorite people.
Don't you
Or
love the maitre
autobiography.
d',
Maitre d'.
Chilton?
Small
Yeah,
talk
Max.
is my life.
Yeah,
That's
small
your
talk.
autobiography.
Because that's what all I do. I do
Your
25
book.
minutes. Yeah. I had a book once, How to Sneak into Members Clubs.
You
I'll
did?
give you a
Where is
copy.
this?
Yeah, you know me so well. Like
I don't. I've only met
What
you
are
in
your
person
top
twice.
ones?
the best way to sneak into like Mar-a-Lago is to go there and say, I was here the night before and I owe you money. I have an open check.
Wait,
They let you in to
Mar-a-Lago?
pay. Yeah, I crashed Mar-a-Lago.
Oh my God. Hold
twice.
on. Time out.
Yeah.
How many books have you written?
Just one book, How to Penetrate Members Clubs.
How to penetrate.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
because I think when my dad was passing, not to be like a downer, I was going through all of his stuff and I think he had your book.
I think he had my book.
And I don't know
It's a
if
question, yeah.
I don't know if
You
I
never
text.
took it from him?
No, I have it.
Okay.
Like, it's all in storage and
His
everything.
last will and
but-
testimony, like
No, but I just-
Nimrod's book.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, I was sad, and then I was like, oh, I kind of want to text Nimrod. I don't
Yeah.
know if I sent you a photo of it while I was going through it, but it was kind of an emotional moment. But I was like, oh, hey Nimrod, like it was just like such a funny like to
It's
pop
a
up.
hardcover full of pictures and tips how to do a fake TED Talk.
Oh.
Everybody needs a TED Talk.
Oh, is that a different book? That's all in
The
the
same
same
book,
book.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Wait, but
Christ.
so what other
Mar-a-Lago.
members clubs?
Members Club tip is like you leave something in the check room, like a scarf, forever. And then you keep coming back with a scarf ticket, the check room ticket, and you get in.
What? I don't understand.
Because if you're in a members club, let's move on to the next tip. You walk back. To walk inside from the guest list, you walk you moonwalk to the party. You walk in reverse so they can't see your face, and then they think you just left, so you're coming back in. You walk in reverse to the party.
How
Yeah.
many times have you actually tried these tips out?
You need to want to fail because actually being out in the line to the party, you can express yourself better than being inside the party. You can say who you know. Everyone is talking to you, captive audiences in the line waiting.
Captive audiences. I
Yeah.
love it.
The audio is better outside.
Captive audiences await.
When the Queen died, there was a big line in London, and I just spoke to so many people in the line because they were there listening to me
Oh my!
one by one.
Are you an only child?
I was for a while.
And then who
Yeah.
came after? A
How
boy?
many siblings do
Then
you
the
have?
Queen died. Yeah.
He's an
Um,
enigma.
I'm an only child too.
Me
Are you
too.
an only child?
I'm the youngest by like 10 years, so kind of
Okay.
only child
By
vibes.
the way, Oliver won the marathon. He ran in Athens.
I didn't win the marathon. I ran a marathon.
See, you pretend you know, and then he gives you the right answer.
I just, actually, the last time we did this podcast, I then went off the next day and ran a marathon.
This
And
is
you-
an ongoing thing.
We
Do
did
you
it
run
like
in
7
New
months ago. or something.
Do you run?
I do run in New York. I run down the Hudson, like
Oh,
up
yeah,
to like
okay.
PS 60 or
With
whatever.
no top on.
Sometimes, yeah, if it's getting hot.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love it.
To the bridge, Hudson.
Do you run?
I don't. I do nothing. I'm so tired.
Exhausted.
I'm so late. I walk a lot and I'm constantly running late, so then I'm walking faster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you have an envelope in your hand, you walk even faster.
Why?
It's like a thing. If
It
you hold
guides
an
you?
envelope, yeah.
I do it with my phone, right? But it's
Right.
just it's my maps.
Mm.
I'll do Google Maps from now on, right?
Mm.
Google Maps.
Google Maps.
Because I have all my list of places I want to experience on my maps.
You pin
Mm.
stuff on the map permanently so
No,
you
but
remember.
you've kind of committed now.
I've
to maps, right?
committed,
Mm.
and I'm used to like the way it looks. You know what is that called? The
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 tracker.
user interface.
yes,
User-
thank you, my darling. Yes, the user interface.
Are you going to read the Financial Times now?
I know you were like FT. I was
Because
like,
people know
Rebecca,
from
what's
a
that?
distance. They know you're reading it
It's
from
like
a
the Wall
distance.
Street Journal of Europe.
Because of the
but it's
color of
better.
the paper, everybody knows.
It's got an interesting following, the FT, because it's got like the kind of finance, politic-y following, but then it's also like, because it's got this art section that's quite
There's
well
an
regarded
art
on the
section.
weekends. Yeah, it's
Are you
and
gonna
it's
write
got
about it
how
with
to
this?
spend it as well.
You
I
need-
used to be
yeah.
before I covered pharma. I used to be the like hotel correspondent.
Hotel
I used to
concierge
write
correspondent.
So
Hotel,
did you stay at
gambling.
hotels a lot?
I knew a lot of hoteliers. I knew Keith
Yeah.
McNally as a consequence of that, but then I also, I know loads of people in New York, a lot of people in London.
Humble bragging.
That's a name flopping.
Oh, name flop.
I just name
Humble
flopped
brag.
there.
Name
Yeah.
flop.
Yeah, you need Messi in the FT weekend
That's
review
weird.
Yeah.
one day.
Make-
We'll organize it.
Make that happen for us, Toots.
Wait, what's been the most like eye-opening about the pharma kind of Ozempic?
I'm only just into it, but it's God, it's
Did someone lie to you?
it's a very
like-
highly protective
you
industry,
interview?
is how I
Yeah.
describe it. Like
Yeah.
it's when you actually trace back the whole stuff with the Sacklers, right? The Purdue, before Purdue, the original Sackler, like Granddad Sackler,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like Richard Sackler was his name, I think it was, or Arthur
Yeah.
Sackler, sorry. He was the guy who invented medical marketing.
Mhm.
And like the pharma industry is so conscious of its image and
Mm-hmm.
how it's presented because so many people are so antagonistic towards it. So as a journalist, like you have to grapple with that, right? It's quite like
Yeah.
intense incoming. from
And
the
it's not a
arts.
crime to lie to a journalist. We all do it, I think.
It kind of is though. If you're a
Is it?
listed company
Mhm.
and I say something like, I've heard you've done this
Mhm.
and you're a public company, and then they come and say, no, we haven't done that. That is
It's on you to fact check them mostly.
it's dodgy. You can't deceive if it's
Mhm.
market moving, you can't deceive the markets about it. So it
Mhm.
could get them in trouble with like the SEC or something. So kind of
So off the record, nobody knows what it means. Does it mean not to use what you just been told, or
Oh,
not
off
to
the
say who told you that information? Off the record, nobody
there's
knows.
different levels of it. It
Yeah.
all comes from like the State Department in the US and how they do like
So when
briefings
someone
and
tells
stuff.
you what I'm going to tell you is off the record, would you not use it, or you'd use it and not say who told
No,
you?
you have to use.
Yeah.
You
I
have to
feel
not
like
use
if
it.
you have to, I feel like if someone tells you something, inevitably, like it kind of ends up in. If it's
Because
interesting,
why would
it
they
ends
tell
up
you?
in print
It
at some
always
point,
does,
right?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Off
to
the
give you
record means-
context, to give you
Yeah.
context,
To give
into,
you
like,
context, what to never use? Like I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
if someone
as
tells,
another human being
if someone-
communicating.
if someone
right?
tells me you cannot use this at
Yeah.
all, obviously I'm not going to use it,
That's
right?
not
But
off the record.
if someone's a bit like
But
like,
then what
a
is
lot-
the point of telling you?
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's
of
an interview
course.
in a way.
Of course.
Alexi, you should tell journalists something is off the record, just so then you can tempt them. To
Off
use
the
it.
record, we're going to Temple Bar on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off the record, we just
Done?
made a
Okay.
baby. How many more minutes? 5 more minutes?
90 minutes left.
90. I wish.
He's just doubled his booking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big bag of cash.
I
Just
just like that we can see the monitor on this thing.
hmm
I feel like you and I look the same age.
You look so young. always.
Yeah, I'm 100. I hope that's cool.
that's
How-
totally cool.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a much younger woman?
Yes.
older woman.
Yes.
Well,
How
so
old
what's
are
on the
29.
docket?
Switching,
What's
yeah.
on the docket for you for the rest of
Should we
your
just
time
have
in New
two
York?
separate conversations?
I'm with you guys.
I'm gonna let them have their pre-date.
No.
This is a rehearsal for me because I'm gonna meet this guy Inigo Philbrick who's just out of prison. He sold, you know him?
He's in New York?
Yeah, he's in New York.
I want to go with you.
Ankle monitor.
And what?
He's got an ankle thing that he can't
does?
leave the US.
Where are you meeting with him?
For lunch on Monday.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at
So-
another table. Have you read about this guy?
No.
And his like Chelsea.
Made in Chelsea wife.
Oh.
Vanity Fair wrote about him.
Oh, he's so handsome and he fucked over all these people. And like, you know,
He owes $80 million.
and he's so not like
He's hot.
apologetic. He's
Yeah.
hot. He's like, yeah, I did it. I didn't kill anybody, which is kind of like,
That's good.
it's just insanity.
They accused him of selling the same painting 3 times to different people because when you buy a painting, sometimes you don't want to take it home with you. So you just leave it with this guy,
Oh.
Inigo, and then you can sell it to somebody else or
Wow.
a fraction of the painting.
Wow.
So that's a vibe. Like
That's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Mhm.
It's
How
a
were you
slay.
introduced?
he tried to sell me some art because I commented on his picture. I love this art
my
you
God.
posted, and it's
I'm
like, yeah,
bored.
it's for sale. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll buy it. Let's hang out. But yeah, I won't probably. I never bought art, but
You gonna buy one of my dad's photos?
yeah, I'll put in a bid maybe.
What kind of
Put in a
photos? What,
bid.
what kind of photos did your dad take then?
Of,
Was
like photos of like Marcel Duchamp playing chess with a nude woman named Eve Babbitts. That's a kind of a well-known photo.
Oh, I've got that photo.
What? How do you have that
As in,
photo?
I've got that photo. That is my computer background.
Fuck
go.
off.
The one with the woman's got quite large.
Yeah.
breasts. Yeah.
Eve
yeah.
Babbitts, and she's an author.
That's one of my favorite
Really?
photos.
That's
Your
my dad took that, and
picture.
I'm-
I've-
That's
I'm
a
in-
legend.
I'm gonna literally go back to my laptop and I'm gonna send you. That has been my
Please
background on my
do.
laptop for like 10 years.
That's
I absolutely
incredible.
love that photo.
Well, and then also
I didn't even know it was Marcel Duchamp.
You need to
Marcel
pay
Duchamp.
royalties for keeping it on your.
Yeah, I didn't license that photo. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But and then also like Joan Didion by the Corvette, like smoking a
Yeah.
cigarette, and like Celine.
So it was
copied
all
that.
like portraits of people, right? Because
No,
I was wondering if he's
not
like a
all
bit of an
portraits.
Ansel Adams kind of.
Kind well,
landscape.
His influence was Ouija. Was like, I don't know if you know what that is, an old timey photographer.
Like
was
a Ouija board.
Like a Ouija board. No, WEEGEE.
sorry.
I think I'm spelling it right, but not like
Right.
with an O. Like anyway, blah blah. We'll talk. This is so great.
So he was.
yeah.
It was mainly black and white because that photo's black and white.
The photo's
Yeah.
black and white. Angelica Houston, Jack Nicholson, lots of photos of Joan Didion, the Beach Boys, the Beatles,
Did you
Roman
know Andy
Polanski.
Warhol?
Photos of Andy Warhol. I don't know how well he knew him, but my dad was like,
He was
anyway.
in and about
So it's on your wallpaper on your laptop,
on my laptop. Yeah.
and you have lots of folders covering it. How many
Not
stuff
really
do you
that
have on
many.
your?
Yeah. I keep
Some people keep-
I'm very well organized.
I'm sloppy.
I'm
My
a zero
stuff's not
email person.
sloppy. Wow, zero email. Oh my
As in,
God,
I
mine's like-
I just read everything and set it back to zero.
I
like
spam
everything.
a lot. Yeah, I have zero. Do you have? Yeah. Well,
have a
what's
lot.
your next thing? Are you gonna reply to emails today? Or?
I actually do have emails to reply to.
There's a good way to get someone to reply to your email. You send another email saying, "Please ignore my previous email."
Oh.
Then they think it's interesting and important because it's a secret.
I'm not telling you. I'm not taking any advice from you.
What are your like
I'm worried.
top? Yeah. To conclude, like, what are your top tips just for like
Life.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Crucial tip is
Like as a 29-year-old man,
Like
like
existing.
how can I like
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
up like
I have some one tip. Another one with email is to keep the subject line empty. We just put 2 dashes on the subject line.
Really?
Nobody wants to read subjects. You want them to open the email. Like
oh.
I go a bit funky with the subject line as opposed to being like I'll just be like hey from Financial Times or
Oh.
something and then you need to get in
Grab
there
it.
like
Yeah.
you know like in their orbit.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to go to spam. So
right. But
Something to think
I
about.
check my spam folder first
me too.
just to
My
see what's
junk.
going on.
My junk.
Yeah, it's my inbox, my spam.
Is that how you met Indigo?
Yeah, I met Inigo. Yeah, I have some hygiene tips. Just I don't touch coins anymore.
Oh.
Why would you?
But there's not really many you don't even have coins here, do you guys?
Yeah, we do.
do we?
I never.
Do you have coins?
never
I've
carry
actually
cash.
not seen a coin
Mhm.
since I've been here.
I have coins. Don't know what to do with them. I don't want to
Uh,
get rid of them because I'm like, this is money.
Mhm.
But I'm also like, yuck.
And
Yeah.
contactless payment means you don't touch the card on the reader. So
I remember when I did have the British boyfriend.
Do you know what I've got?
He was tapping before all of us.
Do you know what I've
he was
got?
a tapper.
He was a
And
tapper. And then he was,
Sometimes it works and sometimes
you
it
go.
doesn't. But
Wallet.
it's the future of business cards. You go and you tap it on. Is
let me
is
see
that an
this.
iPhone?
Yeah.
Or have you got an
Oh, you
iPhone?
tap-
Nimrod?
yeah.
You tap it on the phone,
Mhm.
Okay.
like underneath the phone. like
Okay.
that.
Oh, and then it
And
goes.
then it comes up.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
That's
It's
my
here.
link. Yeah. And then it
You
has
just
a
tap the
contact- and then
card.
it has a
Wow.
contact card.
Wait, do it to
NFC.
mine.
I don't think it
quickly.
works on Android.
I don't have an Android. That was the
Whoa.
meanest thing you ever
go.
said to me.
Yeah, it did.
There you go. And then
Oh.
you go to the link and then
So
you can
can I
add it to your.
request money?
You can add it to your contacts.
Venmo.
You can send me money if you want.
I don't want
That's
to.
my
Send me-
card, just
send me
my name,
pics.
no address, no phone.
Wait, I thought your last name was Kramer.
Kramer, not Kramer.
He's like Kramer.
I'll get you one.
The plot thickens.
There you go.
Fuck.
That's how you know.
Well, we did it, guys.
That was so much fun.
Who's gonna call me anyway? So full name only, DMs.
Who's gonna call me now?
Okay.
Okay. Well, thanks for having us.
Nimrod and Friends.
What are you guys up to for the rest of the day?
Are we done?
You never know when it's really finished.
Wrap it up. Oh my god. Am I gonna regret? Did I say anything embarrassing?
No.
No.
All right.
Have you
I liked the
got the next
Right.
session booked?
He's got that next session book.
It will.
Let me take a bit.
I need
Back
a price.
to back,
I need a
straight
price
up,
list.
like,
Yeah.
It said $250
Feel a bit less
for the
special,
hour.
don't you?
$225.
If you just want to do one camera angle the whole time.
Do you have a
it's
price list
$125.
or a card? Do you have a card?
I have a price list.
I want a price list.
Just give me your email and then I'll tell Claire if she's.
Okay.
I'll
But
just send you the price
they
list.
make you pay.